Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In case this is your first time coming across my channel, my name is Mabel and you're welcome. In today's video, I'm going to be making a bomber jacket. I'm going to be having a pocket and a zipper at the front. And these are the fabric that I'm going to be using. Here is my stretchy fabric. I have my zipper, my lining, then my Ankara fabric. I have 3 years of Ankara fabric here. I've gone ahead to fold my fabric with my body measurement divided by 4. Here I'm using my bust measurement plus 5 inches. That's your normal actual body measurement plus 5 inches. That is what you're going to be using to fold your fabric. So now I'll go ahead now and chalk out my body measurement. So before you take your length, you're going to subtract 3 or 2 inches away from the length. The actual length of your jacket, you're going to minus 2 or 3 inches away because it is going to be having a band at the downside. So mine, I minus 3 inches away from the actual length of my fabric. Then what I was left with was what I used and drew out my chalk. And this front part, you're going to mark 1 inches for your zipper allowance. You don't want to give too much space to this front so that you will not be having much of excess fabric in the front. So I used 1 inch. I will go ahead now and chalk that 1 inch out. Now, after marking the 1 inch, the next thing for me to do is to measure out my shoulder. Let's say your shoulder is 16, you're going to add 1 inches to it to make it 17. So you divide that into 2, then you put it on your shoulder line. So if your shoulder is 16, add 1 inches to it because you know it's a bomber jacket and jackets are not usually a fitted clothes, so you have to give it that allowance to the shoulder area. So after that, I went down with my shoulder slope. It's just your normal basic measurement. It's not going to be having any shape. Then I'll go down with my armhole. I'm going to be using 9 for the armhole depth that I'm going to be using. You mark that. Note, I did not start my taking my measurement from the beginning of the zipper allowance. I started on the line of that zipper allowance. You are not going to start from there. You will be starting on that line of your zipper allowance to be taking all your measurement, because if you start from the beginning, you are not going to have that zipper allowance space. So you start on that line, that zipper line. That's where you're going to be taking all your measurements from. Here, I'm just calculating my body measurement. You know, I said earlier that you're going to add 4 or 5 inches to your bust measurement. My bust measurement here is 42, then I make it 46. 42, that's I added 4 inches to it. Then you are going to divide that with your tape, or you can do your calculation. Then you are going to impute that on the fabric. So after that, you're going to give it sewing allowance. You can put 1 inch sewing allowance or 1.5 sewing allowance. Just do whatever works for you. But don't forget that you're going to be adding extra 4 inches to your actual body measurement, then plus your sewing allowance. So now whatever you have on your bust line, you're going to put it at the down part of the fabric. So whatever you have plus your sewing allowance, you're going to impute it back on the down part. So then you're going to draw a straight line, connect your armhole together, then you're ready to cut. basically doing is just to input the whole measurement. Just watch what I'm doing for you to understand everything. I connected the line together, then I'll just cuff my armhole using my free hand. So just like that, you cuff it to the end. Then I was just doing the normal thing that you're going to do to your, you just follow what I'm doing for you to understand very well. For my front neckline, I use 4. The depth is 4 inches. Then for the width, I use 3 inches. So that is what I'm just doing here. For So here I'm taking in my zipper allowance for the front, so that I will use this same piece to cut out my back piece. You need to fold your zipper inside because the back is not going to be having a zipper. So you place it on another fabric, then use it and trace it out for the back piece. So I use 1.5 for the width of the back neckline, then I'll just connect it to the depth, which is 4, then I'll cut it. Here, after marking the wrong side of the fabric, you go and open the front just like that. Then I'll bring in another fabric to cut my sleeve. So I'm going to measure around the armhole. You measure around your armhole to know whatever you have there. You are going to measure. Just take your time, measure out it very well so that you have accurate measurements when you are cutting your armhole. Then after that, I'll go ahead. After measuring round my armhole, I'll go ahead and take the length of my sleeve. You're going to minus 2 from the length of your sleeve because it's going to be having a band at the wrist area. So you're going to minus 2 inches away from the length of your sleeve. Then whatever you have, you're going to mark it on your fabric after taking out your 2 inches. Then you're going to mark your length. You mark the midpoint of the upper side of the sleeve. You divide that into 2. What I usually do is whatever I have on my armhole, whatever I have the measurement around my armhole. I'll just mark the midpoint of that. Then I'll go down by 5 or 6 inches. You mark it, then you just chuck it into that 6 inches just to give you that curve. That, yes, you see what I'm doing, just to give you that armhole curve. So you're just going to chuck it like that. You come down by 5 or 6 inches, then you chuck it. When you chuck it like that, you check your measurement. If it's correct, then you just put your measurements, then you cut it out. This sleeve is not going to be having any shape also, because we are going to be gathering it around the band. So we are just going to measure the up to be accurate with our armhole, then you cut it out. Now I'm going to be cutting out the pocket. I did not know that my camera was not recording. So now this is my pocket. You see, the length of this pocket is 8 inches. Then the wideness is 10 inches. So that is what I'm doing. The length is 8 inches. Then can you see the wideness of it is 10 inches. Then after that, marking out your length and the wideness, you go up by 4 inches. You mark it there. You see what I'm doing? Just look at what I'm doing for you to understand. You mark 4 inches there, then you go up, you mark 4 inches, then you just connect it like a triangular form and meet each other, the four lines. Just look at what I'm doing for you to understand. So after checking out your measurements, just look at the how I'm going to be cutting it, following the direction of the chalk. Yeah, I'm confirming if my measurement is accurate, so you can do the same thing. Then you go ahead and follow the direction of the chalk and cut out your pockets. It's very, very simple. Actually, this jacket is very, very easy to make. It's just the cutting that takes more time. So after you done cutting everything, it is very, very easy to like put together, and you have your jacket ready. So if you're patient and you're just careful, as a beginner, you can make this. Anybody can make this bomber jacket actually, because it is very simple. It is very, very, very simple to make. I think it is simple. Just let me leave it that way, because I don't know another word to use for it. So you cut out your pocket. Then after this, I'm going to go ahead and cut out my lining piece. So I'll cut everything is going to be having lining down to the pocket. I'll cut out everything with its own lining, the pocket, the sleeve, the jacket on it. So I'll just cut the lining for everything. here is all the piece, the fabric and the lining. So the next thing now is for me to start joining, but before we start joining the piece together, we'll work on the pocket. So I'll take the pocket and join it together. So I'm going to be joining this, you're going to be seeing it a short while, but let's work on the pocket first. So here is my stretchy fabric. I'm using a scuba. This is black scuba that I'm using. So I'll measure around that angle. Whatever I have there, I'm going to use it to cut out the length of the band. So I'll just fold it and cut. I'll use my pressing iron to iron it out. You guys will see, just look at what I'm doing in this video, because you need to get this part right, because it's where it's going to be showing that people is going to be seeing. You don't want to make a mistake. So I'm marking out 2 inches, although I'm still going to trim that. Sorry, I'm marking out 3 inches. So you go ahead and mark your 3 inches. After marking it, you're going to use it to cut another piece. Then you fold it into 2. You iron it out very well. So you just look at what I'm doing in the video. You see after the ironing. This is it after ironing. So I'll just trim it to my desired shape and length. I'll just go ahead and trim a little out of this. Just trim it. Then after trimming this, I will bring out the pockets together and place it on each other. Then we'll go to the sewing machine and join. So you pick one of the pockets, you place your band on it, then you bring your lining and put it. That the band is going to be in between the lining and the fabric. The right side of the fabric is facing up, then you insert your band in between, then you pin it down, you head straight to your sewing machine to join. So here is me basically showing you guys how to join this. You're not going to sew much, just a little, half of an inch is what you use and join it. You just sew it straight down, remove your pin, then turn it out. It come out very nice. I love this part of this jacket. So yeah, voila, this is it. So I've gone ahead to iron it out. So I'll just trim out the excess, then we'll put that aside. We'll bring out our main pieces. I'll join all the Ankara fabrics to the Ankara. Yeah, I'll join all the Ankara to the Ankara. I don't know what I'm saying, if it's making sense, but I will join all the main jacket to it. Then I'll join the lining to each other. You join the sleeve, you join everything, you join the side. So you're just going to go ahead now and join everything together. Just look at what I'm doing. Then I'll use my allowance, the sewing allowance, to just join the side, join the shoulder together, join the sleeve. Then I'll repeat the same thing to the lining. Alright, this is it after joining, attaching the sleeve to it. It's coming together now. It's looking like a cloth. So now it's coming together. I repeated the same thing to the lining. So this is me just basically arranging it for you guys to have a proper view of what we've been working on since. So this is it. It's looking nice already. It's looking like you got it. So I did the same thing to the lining. Okay, here is me measuring round the length of this jacket, the downside, so that we know the length of my band. So after measuring round the whole jacket, I think I had 54. So that 54, you are going to minus 6 inches away from that 54. Then whatever you have after minusing 6 inches away from the length of what you got from the jacket, you're going to minus another 7 inches away again. So that 7 inches you're marking now is the ankara that you use it and cut. So you know this jacket is going to be having ankara at the both side of the band. So after marking your 7 inches, that's 3 you divide it into, that's 3 then the whatever you are left with, you use it and cut the stretchy band. So that is what I'm basically doing here. I'm marking 3 round. So what I have here on this is 38. So the length of my ankara is 4 inches. So my band was not long enough for my length, so I added a piece of the stretchy fabric to it. But later on you're going to see that I actually took that off. I didn't use it again because I noticed that the 6 inches I minus away from the actual length was not really enough, so I just lose that and use only my ankara and that. Then after that you go ahead and iron it out, you drop it. Then we are going to be working on the pocket. You're going to bring one side of the pocket, you place it on your jacket this way. Then we are going to top stitch on the upside and this down or this side. Just look at what I'm doing for you to understand. You might not understand my explanation very well, but just follow what I'm doing, you will understand, because this is the most simplest video you're going to find on the internet on how to make a bomber jacket. I'm not capping, guys. So after placing your pocket, you're going to go to your sewing machine and top stitch on it. Yeah, this is it. This is what the pocket is looking like. I've joined it together, I've top stitched on it, so it's actually coming together. It's looking very nice already. It's looking like a bomber jacket already, so you can see how deep my pocket is. So that is the spirit. So the next thing now is to attach the band to the main jacket. So you're going to sew from the two sides first. You join from this side, then you join from the other side. So when you now get to the main back, that's when you're going to be stretching out your fabric so that you have that gather effect that all those jackets usually have. So you join from the two sides, then when you get to the back, you start stretching it out for you to have that gather at the back. So this is me putting my lining together with it. If you can't join the three fabric together like this, you can go ahead and first join your band to the ankara, then use the lining to turn it over. But me, I did mine at once. So you just arrange the three fabric together, the band, the ankara, and the lining while you're sewing it. So it's very simple, guys, very simple. It's very simple. So this is the band. After joining it, you can see what it's looking like. It came out really nice. So you see that we're having a neat finishing here. This is what it's looking like. So it's giving already. It's giving, guys. So this is me just trying to check everything if everything is well covered, and yeah, it is. So now, after checking if everything is well covered, as you can see, what this band is giving is actually giving. So you're going to go now and put the lining inside the main fabric. Just arrange it properly, just put it inside like that. So then the next step is just for us to attach the zipper and the collar to the neck area. So just give it a good press, iron it properly for everywhere to lay flat. Then we work on the neck. So for the neck part, you're going to mark out your zipper allowance, which is 1 inch. So from that, you measure around the neck. Whatever you have, you use it and cut your collar. Now this is me measuring my 1 inch zip allowance. Then you're going to measure around the neck. So you just figure out what I'm doing. After you take out your 1 inch zip allowance, then you measure your neck round. Then this is my collar. I'll trim it out. Then I'm going to give it a little curve at the end part. Just look at what I'm doing, you will understand. I'm going to curve it a bit so that it will give that, that little tiny effect. Now you're going to turn your jacket to the other side, like the front of the lining and the Ankara fabric is going to be facing each other. Then the collar is going to be in between. Don't start from the beginning. You take out your zip allowance. So you are going to start after 1 inch for your zipper allowance. Then you place your collar. Just look at what I'm doing in between the lining and the fabric. Then you pin it. Then you go to your sewing machine and sew it down. Just look at what I'm doing. You see that I didn't place it from the beginning. I placed it after the 1 inch. So that is exactly the same thing you are going to do. Then you sew it round the neck. Then our bomber jacket is ready. Here is it after joining the neck. This is it. So I'm going to turn it over to the right side now, and the jacket is ready. The next thing for me to do now is to go and give it a good ironing. I'll iron the zip allowance area, then I'll fix the zipper to it. So that is it. You can see how neatly and nice the neck area is looking. So it's very, very, very flat and it's very clean. So when you are making yours, make sure you follow the video properly so that yours is going to come out really nice. So this is the jacket after fixing the zipper to it. You see, it's looking very nice, it's looking very put together. And thank you so much for watching this video. If you have watched this video to this point, thank you so much. Thank you for your time, and let me know what you think about this video in the comment section. Like, comment, and so now this is it. You can see how well put together the jacket is actually looking. I like it because it came out really, really nice. And if you turn it over to the back side, you can see that everything is well neat and nice. So that is it, guys. And let me know what you think about this video. Like, comment, and share. Subscribe to my channel, guys, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.